Welcome back to another episode of Lit and Bruised, an Atlanta literary podcast. I'm John Carroll.
And I'm Matt DeBenedictis. Before we jump into today's episode, we do want to remind everyone that we have a really good contest running, a giveaway for books from everyone who's been on Season 1 and will be on Season 2. All you have to do to get this big old loot box full of books is make a comment on iTunes or Stitcher reviewing our podcast. I mean, we hope it's a good one.
It's pretty easy to do, actually.
Yeah, like you can just do it on your phone. You don't even have to be sober for this.
You can be completely drunk, as I am right now.
That is true. But yes, Stitcher, iTunes, say something about the podcast, give it a review, and at the end of the season, we'll select someone at random. But these books, like there's Nate Mask, Ryan J., Teresa Davis, Molly Brodak, Jared Yates Sexton, Elena Huff Tucker's out-of-print cooking book. Seriously, this thing is awesome. Out-of-print books from Tom Cheshire, Laura Relier. It's a lot.
Can I win this?
No.
Damn it.
It's like when you work at a company.
Fine. On this episode of Lit and Bruised, we have the hosts and the showrunners for the Bleux Stockings Society, Amy Tecosky and Rita Leslie. And if you're not familiar with the Bleux Stockings Society, they are an Atlanta-based monthly live literature event that showcases the work of cis women, trans women, and non-binary people. So listen in as we have a great conversation from the ladies of Bleux Stockings Society. We hope you enjoy the show. Hey, Matt.
Hey, John.
How's your week going?
That's a loaded question.
I know. It's so busy.
I know.
Sickness abounds. Everyone's sick.
Yeah.
Everyone's busy.
Yeah, I made the decision to go lower my manic depression meds, and then my best friend dog died. And then I had to get a medical procedure that put me back on pills that I'm addicted to. So then I had to deal with withdrawal along with manic depression and grief.
Man, I was just really busy at work.
On a happy note.
I was just busy at work, man. I got the sniffles over here, you know. Well, I'm sorry you had a rough week, but, you know, I think we've got an awesome episode.
We do.
I think it's going to uplift us and everyone listening. I had a question, Matt. You know, we're obviously a literary podcast, and
it's in the title.
Yeah, you know, we like read books and shit like that. You know, who is, you know, one of your favorite female authors, and, you know, what book is maybe like the quintessential book for you from them? And, you know, it could be more than one, but I'm just kind of curious. Like,
well, that's kind of an easy one right off the bat. Lindsay Hunter, who wrote Don't Kiss Me and also Daddies, and her writing just, it makes me never want to write or even sometimes even read anything else because it is so visceral. And actually, she actually has a piece out right now, a nonfiction piece about how she's pregnant again because her IUD didn't work.
Oh, snap. Yeah, that's a surprise.
And then, of course, a writer that I discovered early on when I first in my early 20s, Amanda Davis. She won a bunch of awards through McSweeney's. She ended up, she died in like a plane crash or something like that. So she only had 2 books come out. And I remember I read one short fiction piece by her, and then I ordered the book online. And it turned out it was signed by her.
Oh, wow.
And got it for like $10 on eBay.
It's like if you want to, like, all the good people just die in airplanes, you know, like
about airplanes.
Buddy Holly and Richie Valens. I mean, I'm going back to the 50s rock and roll of all the same guys who died on the same plane wreck, but you know, they all crashed together. But
that is the common denominator.
Well, pass those along. Maybe we should even include those in the link for this episode.
Oh, I'm totally down.
I think we should do that. We should. Hey, this is what we read. Mine's not as cool as yours because, you know, I'm on a hippie path these days. You know, I'm just getting in touch with the universe that dwells within me, Matt. I'm just saying things now, but you know, Flannery O'Connor's an easy one for me to go to, but I'm going to get weird. I'm going to go with this one I really like is Marianne Williamson. She wrote that hippie book I always talk about, A Return to Love. Because Flannery O'Connor, like, her words are amazing, and it's affected my writing and outlook on the South. But Marianne's stuff, she just, kind of life-changing in a way, And I mean, hey, she was in the Oprah Book Club, so maybe that's not so cool. But hey, so was what's his face? Wrote The Road.
Cormac
McCarthy. So I mean, hey,
anyone
good company, you know. But
good company.
Yeah. So Return to Love. That book. I read that probably about 4 years ago. Very solid spiritual book about love, which I think everybody should read. So check it out if you want, or you can check out Matt's really super cool picks that are probably gonna be way more.
I mean, I can also then plug further. Lindsay Hunter also did a spoken word on the last Piss Jeans album. If you don't listen to them, they're a noise rock punk band, and she does an awesome poem over one of their songs that's really chilling.
I want to hear that. Can we have her on the podcast?
If she's ever through this area again.
She's not the one who died in the plane wreck.
No.
Okay. That'd be weird.
That would be. I don't have those types of powers.
Well, speaking of female writers, authors, badasses, we're super excited to have the wonderful women from Bleux Stockings Society with us, which is Amy Tecosky.
Yes.
And Rita Leslie.
Hello.
Thank you all so much for being on the show. We wanted you on season 1.
Listen, we're really busy.
You are busy. You were getting married and you were just kicking ass. So, I mean, hey, I get it.
It's true.
We're excited to have you all here. And, it works out well because, when we initially wanted you to, Blue Stockings was on a hiatus. And now it's no longer.
We're back.
We're totally back.
Better than ever.
When's your all's next show?
We're the third Wednesday.
So you're the third Wednesday of every month.
Yeah. Monday, not Wednesday. We're not Right Club. Monday.
Third Monday.
Third
Did you hear me
Monday.
co-sign? I was like, yep.
Yep, absolutely. What she said. That's the kind of confidence I look for in a co-producer.
Do y'all? I'm assuming you don't record those then.
No.
No.
Do you record the
It's
open
all
ones?
disposable.
We don't. No, we haven't. And we've talked about it in the past, but we just never felt strongly enough about it.
It doesn't seem appropriate because a lot of times people are sharing such intimate things, and there's lots of tears on our stage, and not to say that's all it is. We have fun, but it just doesn't seem like appropriate. I don't know if I would want certain things taped.
Yeah.
Sure.
There's something to be said about when art is disposable in a way. 'Cause
Right.
it can be just put out there and let the strength of it lie where it is, and then it's for everyone else to deal with afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, and usually, our shows they're pretty powerful in terms of like the pieces that we hear, no matter what the theme is. I mean, the theme could be like rainbows, and you would hear the most like gut-wrenching, heartstring pulling piece on the planet, and you would just leave like with your guts in your hands. And
It's raw.
It's raw, yeah. So I think recording it would almost like do it a disservice.
Yeah, kind of cheapening the experience a little bit.
Yeah.
I've always thought of my own writing as being quite disposable, but not in the way that y'all are talking about this stuff. So, for anybody who's out there who has not heard of Blue Stockings Society, why don't y'all break it down? Say, let's hear the elevator pitch. Yeah.
Blue Stockings Society is a monthly, when we're not on hiatus, live lit show, and we provide a platform for underserved voices. So that is women, both cis and trans, and non-binary people. And so we have open shows where everyone is invited, and then we have closed shows, and basically that means no cis dudes allowed, which was really fun when we first got started. You can only imagine the trolls with which we had to battle.
This isn't fair!
Let me in. No
I'm
boys
allowed
allowed.
everywhere!
Yeah.
For those listening who may not know what a cis dude is, could you explain that?
Sure. Yeah. Cis just means that you identify with the sex that you were born as, or the gender you were born as. So, if I was born with lady bits and I identify as a lady, I would be considered cis.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Just think it's good to get all the information out there, because I think there's a lot of people who don't understand things like that. So when did Blue Stockings Society start?
It started, we just had our 2-year anniversary. So 2 years in January.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're excited.
So do you have like your next, lineup of shows kind of, hey, we're going to go for 6 months before we break again, or are you just going to kind of go for a while now?
We're just like kind of flying by the seat of our pants, would you say?
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what feels right.
Mm-hmm.
What's been your favorite show in terms of prompt?
Ooh, for me, I think it was vulnerability was the theme.
Yeah.
Just totally on the nose, but it really pulled out, like I'm just getting goosebumps talking about it. It really pulled out a lot of amazing stuff that you were blown away by what people were willing to like share in that space. And the thing that I try to explain to people is that like you can feel it, like you can feel the love, and I think our last show, someone got a little choked up and it's dead silent. You could hear like a pin drop because everyone is like giving them that space to like pick it back up when you're ready, get through the tears, and we're here for you and we support you. There was a standing ovation, which I don't think I've ever seen before.
That was a first.
At it's awesome. The energy. I mean, I'm not kidding. I have goosebumps.
Yeah,
like it's just awesome. I'm really proud of it, and the best part for me, and I'm notorious for saying this, but after someone gets off stage, to see people going up to get a drink or milling around during intermission and come up to the performers and be like, hey, me too. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like whatever it is. And it's awesome. It's really awesome.
That's one of the things I've loved about Blue Stockings Society has been that you're cultivating community and growing it, especially with the way that prompts are sent out. And it's just like, send us your synopsis, and if we're down for it, you'll be in the show, rather than just, we select people and like this way. It's like you're always bringing in new people.
Well, that was one of the initial goals when we started, was just, I think that not as much anymore, but I think for a while there, I was going to a lot of shows and kind of seeing the same people. And I think it's because, it's hard to find new people. I mean, except for Johnny, he's really good at it. It's actually not that hard, but I think sometimes people just don't know where to start.
Yes.
And so we were like, it's important to get new people up on stage. That's how you find somebody like Elena Tucker, who had never read before. She read at the first Blue Stocking show. And that's insane to me because she's one of the most talented writers in the city, hands down, and an amazing reader. So yeah, that's definitely one of the cornerstones.
We did that show together.
Yeah, you were in the first Blue Stocking show too.
That's crazy.
It's weird how that goes. I've always thought, I'm like, I think everyone's got some sort of hidden talent or gift or creative thing that they can do they may not even be aware of. So it's fun especially with the way y'all do it, to say, hey, here's your opportunity. If you ever wanted to do this thing, here's the chance. And it's so cool to see when people accelerate at that. They come to life with it, because I mean, it's scary, especially getting up on the stage and read. I mean, God damn it. I hated the first time I ever read. And, now it's like, whatever. It's fine. I mean, I still love it, and it's great. But it's so fun, and it is cool to bring new people along. Sometimes I'll be in a situation, I'm like, where am I going to get somebody for this thing? And I'll start, like, scrolling through Facebook, and I'll see somebody, and I'll be like, they've never done something like this before. I think they'd be good. I'm going to ask them. And, about half the time they say yes. And then they're like, I've never done this. I'm like, I got you, man. Because
really all you need is someone to say, like, you can do this thing. And someone who has more authority than usually you give yourself. And you're like, shit, yeah, I can do that thing if he thinks I can do that thing.
Definitely.
Which is how I ended up reading for the first time, is because Johnny fucking was like, do this fucking thing. You could do it. And I was like, no, I can't. And then he and Winston basically double dog dared me, and I just couldn't say no to that. So.
Well, that's kind of how I ended up in writing, because you kind of did the same thing with me with writing.
Aw.
You're just like, you're the puppet master.
Here's the way I look at it.
You're a positive instigator.
Yeah. I am, but here's why. I feel like if I can sit down and write a short story, or if I can get up on a stage and read that short story out loud, anybody can. If I can do it, holy shit, come on, man. Like, I feel like everybody's more talented or creative or whatever. I just have the drive, and I have the belief to think that other people can do it. And so with that, I'm like, hey, I can do it. I may not be the best, but this is my art. This is what I do. It's all about expressing yourself. So, but yeah, it's fun. I love when I say but it reminds me of that episode.
How I Met Your Mother.
How I Met Your Mother.
Ba-dum.
Yeah, I actually just watched it. I think I watched it yesterday, the day before, so I'll say but and I'm like,
we don't have a bottle of vodka to do shots with, though.
I need to drink. I need to start drinking, but
yeah, what's wrong with you? Where is our bottle service?
You all got some beers in front of you here.
We do.
A beer.
But we don't have Havati.
We do not.
What's going on?
Havarti cheese.
It doesn't sound as when you say Havarti.
Yeah, you gotta say Havati.
I didn't know y'all had. I didn't
Nice
know
Chianti.
Blue Stockings Society had a writer that they needed.
I was going to send that text, and I was like, well, he's not going to think that's very funny. I was like, did you receive my rider?
If you did send me the text, I would have gotten off my ass.
He would have gotten us like a block of cheddar.
Oh my God, it's amazing.
I love that stuff. I mean, I would actually prefer if this table was wooden. And we could just have blocks of cheese. And
You should come to my house. That's exactly what it looks like.
yeah.
Giant farm table covered in cheese.
Yeah, I'm okay with that. I have some wings. And
I would have lemon pepper wings, and I would have asked for ratatouille.
What day? What's today? Thursday? Hey, y'all. I mean, I'm kind of hungry. Maybe we can go down to the local, get some lemon pepper wings after the
Something.
podcast.
As long as it's not karaoke night. What's that, Monday?
It's Thursday. There's nothing on Thursdays. This is actually my favorite night to go to the local.
Because it's not shitty like it is on Friday and Saturday night or Monday night.
Exactly.
Yes.
Well, thank you so much for listening to Lit&Bruised. We're going to head on out to the local.
Bye.
We just let everyone know what nights we like to prefer to go.
Please, God, don't come talk to me at the local. I go there to be alone. Thank you.
I haven't seen you at the local in a while.
I haven't, because I haven't been kickboxing as much.
Oh, yeah.
Because I'm a traitor, because right now, don't make fun of me, right now I'm doing CrossFit.
Oh my God.
I know. Everybody just backed away.
Oh,
3
I don't.
inches.
I get it.
I don't.
I get the CrossFit thing because of
Listen.
the endurance and also just the mental capacity that you kind of have to set forth in that goal.
Well, I have taken a class. I went and did an intro class that was a really watered down version, pretty much by myself. And then they were like,
You have
great.
to run down ponts
Yeah.
holding something.
Right.
Yeah. And then they were like, okay, you have to come in and pay $45 a session, 4 sessions to learn all these Olympic weightlifting moves, which I was like, fine, I want to learn how to do that anyway. And so I just took my first real class with other people. And I have to tell you, it was incredibly intimidating.
I'm sure.
Because everyone there was so fit that I didn't know who the teacher was. I was just
Dang, that's real.
but also that says something. There's results if you can hack it, which I can't for very long because fuck, it is expensive.
Well, you know, I don't talk about this ever. I'm going to say it, but I've more or less done CrossFit training off and on for the last 2 years.
What?
Did you actually go to a CrossFit gym, though? I thought you were just working with a personal trainer.
Both.
Oh.
Both, yeah.
Which CrossFit did you go to?
Well, I never really liked doing CrossFit. I always kind of liked working with a trainer. So I used to go to, what was it called? CrossFit Downtown, which was our friend Anya. She's a trainer there. She used to own it. And I liked more just doing the motions of lifting the weights and learning how all that stuff worked. I never really, I did a few classes, but I didn't like the classes because it was always dude trainers trying to get me to do something that was going to hurt me.
Exactly. That's my beef with
People warned me about
dangerous.
that, and I have lifting experience, and I've been working out in gyms and whatever for a long time. So I went in there and I wasn't really worried about hurting myself. In fact, the guy that was teaching my first class was so nervous about my form, which, by the way, it's not that bad. I mean, I've had 1 class to learn how to do these crazy moves. Yeah. He made me work out with a little plastic PVC pipe.
That's annoying.
Which whatever, but see, he didn't give me something heavy. He gave me, it was still humiliating, but on a different level.
What gym?
CrossFit RX over in Candler Park. And I should say that everybody,
Next to
it's
Tough Love.
it's next to Tough Love and Radial. The guy that I did all my personal training sessions with was super nice. And he never pushed me too hard. And I'm pretty good with boundaries, but I am keeping my eye out for it because, CrossFit's got a reputation.
Well,
CrossFit always just reminds me of the Simpsons joke of so what do they do there? Oh, they believe in tough hate.
Yeah. They did yell at me a lot that first class. I heard all these people saying my name that I didn't know. They were just come on, Amy, run faster. And I was just walking. I was no, ma'am, whoever you are.
Right.
Not doing that.
That's how I am with that stuff. I'm if I'm paying to be here, you motherfuckers aren't going to yell at me or whatever. And that's why I always did. But my trainer, she actually just quit because she got too busy with her interior design business.
Wow.
So I was like, that's cool. And then she was trying to pawn me off to somebody else. And I was like, I'm trying to figure it out. I mainly go to work out because I hurt my back/leg with some sciatica, so I need to be doing things. But
you should be swimming.
What's that?
Swimming's good for
Yeah, we're doing, like, really, honestly, the thing that really keeps it from hurting is doing yoga stretches.
Oh, that makes sense.
I was like, man, am I finally gonna break down and, like, get some Lululemon pants?
Hell yeah, you are. I bet your butt would look awesome.
I know. I mean, I'm in pretty good shape these days. So, I mean, I wonder what I'd look like, you know?
Go try them on.
Fuck you guys. This is the first time I've been out of the house in 5 days. So let's just change the tune of this. I'm low key agoraphobic. It's fine. I do lots of things from my bed in the nude. It's not weird. And basically, I just think that, like, I don't know, if you just turn yourself to make sure that you don't get bed sores, it's fine.
That's
you have
really
Netflix, there's a Wi-Fi connection. You know what I mean? I have salami in the house.
As long as you have constant movement in the bed.
Yeah.
I just flip over.
Did you ever eat that Subway sandwich?
That was in my room?
That was in your room that you hid from yourself?
Yeah. Yeah, I did. I did.
You were just like, I don't know, is it safe? I don't know.
Did I text you?
You asked me if it was safe, and I was like, go for it, man. That shit's so processed. It's probably fine.
That's what makes me feel like I'm.
So why did you hide it from yourself?
I don't know. I just do things that don't really make a whole lot of sense, and then I think about it later. Like, now, out of context, that sounds insane. That sounds really crazy, but I did it.
What kind of sandwich was it?
It was the Italian BMT from Subway.
I used to be a sandwich artist in high school.
Oh my god!
I know.
You got your degree from Subway University?
Yes.
Well, I got my my artist degree. That was the first kind of art I ever made, making shitty sandwiches.
I love it.
Delish.
I would eat that shit. I think about Subway, I'm like, that's kind of gross.
Ugh,
I would totally eat it. Like, I want a meatball sub right now. Doesn't that sound good?
No.
You want a little processed Philly cheesesteak?
I mean, I just ate McDonald's, so I really cannot
Yeah, who are you to
anything.
judge?
And, like, that burger, it was scary looking, but I ate it, and there were 2 of them, so I ate both of them.
Were they, like, combined to make one burger?
No, they just, like, they just were their own separate monstrosities. Like, the buns were sliding away from each other, like they were trying to escape the patty.
See, but I respect that about McDonald's because they're not trying to put up airs. Like, Subway's like, yeah, this is food. No, it's not.
No,
it's got characteristics. I mean,
of food.
McDonald's, it's like, it kind of looks like the picture, but you're here, so it doesn't matter.
Yep, that's true.
Wendy's is classy fast food.
Wendy's is like top notch. If I have to,
their fries are too soggy.
You think?
Soggy? I think their fries are too salty.
Yeah.
Oh man, the saltier the better.
I do enjoy salt.
You know, illegal food used to be about a half mile from here, and I used to just go down there like twice a week and just eat $15 hamburgers. And I was like, I'm single, I live alone,
Treat yourself.
Kids, I'm gonna eat $15 hamburgers.
Hell yeah.
Dude,
I can't say anything. I have a credit card that's solely for hot wings.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm jealous of your life right now. I'm not gonna lie.
That's what happens when a Wingstop opens right next to your
That
house.
is hilarious.
It's
Yeah.
over.
That's awesome. / dangerous.
Yeah. Oh, I can use the app and I can just have 24 wings ready for me in 5 minutes. Okay.
Oh my goodness.
I feel like no one here is eating.
Yeah, we're real.
It's like we're like grocery shopping, like while hungry.
Virtually, yeah.
So what else? What else is going on with y'all? I mean, what's do you all have projects outside of Blue Stockings that you're working on? Anything like that? Writing any books? Writing some novels? Freelance stuff? What y'all doing?
No books, but there's a book in me somewhere near my colon. Yeah. I've got to poop it out.
What's it going to be about?
I don't know, but I'm one of those people who, like, you know, most people think about what their kids' names are going to be, you know, when they're little girls and things like that. I have always thought about, like, first of all, I perfected my signature, so I hate that everything's digital now and it looks stupid with my finger. It's a really great signature. I'll show you later. But I've come up with, like, names of what my bodies of creative work will be. So there was one that I used, because I couldn't wait, because I knew the book wasn't coming anytime soon, so I used it for my dating profile, and I'm not on any of those anymore, but it was Solo on a Tandem.
Ooh.
See?
That's good.
Somebody's going to steal it, Rita. You can't talk about it.
I know I shouldn't have said it.
And then in the back, you can have a map to like where you've hidden Subway sandwiches.
It's in my room. It's just one little thing. Everyone's like, what?
Go around there.
So it's basically just a map to your bedroom.
Yeah, it's under my bed.
Yeah.
But that nothing started with that. I'm working on some little outside projects, but I feel like I'm not sure if I'm supposed to talk about them yet.
You sound like an NDA.
No, but I don't know. I just now in talking about it, I don't know if I'm supposed to be talking about it. But it's cool, it's exciting, and it's working with like a nonprofit and also sort of like a podcast format.
That's
Nice.
Yeah, so that would be cool.
We can share audiences.
Yeah.
All 15 of them.
Oh my gosh. I don't know.
Hi,
I
Nick.
mean, is your project just marriage right now?
No. What the fuck? Whoa, microaggression.
No, that's like, it's like your first year. That wasn't.
I know, I'm just fucking with you, Johnny. I mean, you're an asshole, but it's fine. I'm just kidding.
I think that most people would have to toss a coin on whether they agree with you or not.
On whether or not you're an asshole.
I don't think I'm an asshole anymore.
You're
I
not.
haven't been an asshole in a really long time.
I think you're a well-intentioned asshole.
I like that. That sounds right.
Comedy.
I just get shit done.
I just realized.
You're doing some comedy?
Stand-up comedy, yeah.
Oh.
My brain was like, say it now before you forget.
I thought you were like, guys, this is hilarious. You're really
Yeah.
funny.
Oh, no, yeah, definitely not funny. It's definitely
You guys can
me.
get a solid 10 out of this.
Yeah, exactly.
Amy's getting married and you're doing stand-up. That's kind of the same thing.
That's our lives. That's the Atlantic divide between us.
Yeah.
Yep, it's true. I also am doing other things besides getting married.
What else you got?
By the way,
I wasn't just saying that was all
I know,
that
I'm
you
just
do.
Kidding. I'm just kidding. I am working on a story about Atlanta.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yeah, we're excited about that.
Yep. I don't know what it's about yet, but I'm starting to percolate on it, and I've been working on some short stories a little bit for a chapbook. But this chapbook has been an idea in my brain for like the last 4 years. So
You just need to do it.
I know I do just need to do it.
Why don't you set yourself a deadline?
Because I've gotten this weird thing where I'm very insecure about writing personal essay. And I think it's because when I first started doing readings, all I read was personal essay. And then when I go back and listen to it, I can hear, just like everybody probably feels when they go back and listen to their stuff, is like, oh God, I was such a shitty writer. Why did I read that out loud? It was so terrible. Nobody cares. Like, why are you reading about your life? And so I really enjoy writing short stories. Like I did one for the 500 that was really just kind of a description of like a moment in the Low Country, and
That was a great story.
I love that story. It's not like a particularly interesting thing to like read out loud, and I don't know that you could put it into a chapbook, but that's the kind of stuff I like reading or writing now.
That's the kind of stuff that I like writing, and I think that would be a wonderful piece in a book.
Yeah, maybe.
I think you should do it. I think you need to set a deadline on Lit and Bruised right now about when this book is going
I like that.
Let's do it. Come on.
I like it.
You're like, no.
Hey, how about
right
we put some money on it?
You want to put some money on me writing a chapbook?
$50.
Gambling on writers.
Gambling. Hey, I'm gonna do this. I'll bet.
I like that.
All right. Okay. Well, what's a realistic? Well, how many stories do you put in a chapbook? What's like a minimum? 10, 15? 15?
That's a lot of stories.
That's a lot of stories on something that I have.
Well, what's the length of the stories?
I mean, I would say between 500 and 800 words, something like that.
Like my first
500.
chapbook, it was 500 to 1500
Probably 12
words.
to 15. Probably actually for that
I feel like
size.
for a book where I have written 0 words, 12 seems like a more.
Okay.
These are like short stories that I like have tinkered in like an idea page. I haven't actually written any of these yet.
Okay.
I'll give you $50 if you have a rough draft of 12 to 15 stories by June 1. Come on. February, March, April, May. 4 months.
4 months. I don't even write for the 500 one story a month.
Yeah, this is
what is that, like 3 stories a month?
This is one story a week. 1 story a week.
I'll eat a bug for $50 right now.
Some more interesting.
I ate a worm for $1 when I was a kid once.
You gotta know your worth. You gotta know your
$50
worth.
for 4 months, man. That's pretty.
All right,
easy.
fine.
Yeah, shake on it.
Fine. My hands are
So
sweaty.
you owe
Here
me
go.
$50 if you don't have 12 to 15 stories written by June 1.
Listen, I know how to avoid people. There were a lot of people
hilarious.
I didn't invite to my wedding that I just haven't seen in like a year.
Hey, you invited me to your wedding, so I don't even know where you live, but I'll track your ass down.
Oh, Jesus.
Actually,
It's truly terrifying.
I'll figure out where you live.
Oh, my God.
That was ominous.
No, I mean, I'll just be like, hey, Nick, I got something I need to give you. Where do you live?
Nick, don't listen to him. I know you're one of the few people listening to this right now. Don't answer Johnny's text messages.
June 1, baby.
I will say this. Once you get a couple stories done, print them out. When you're building a chapbook, that's always something that I've always found that really helps, because actually visually seeing it and seeing how you can almost see the connections. And it takes you back from the agony of getting out of your head.
That's a good tip. I like that.
That is a really great tip.
I think also just giving yourself mini deadlines, like, man, so I'm just going to act like I'm Amy right now.
Okay.
Man, I just had a long day at work. I just want to go watch Doctor Who. But you know what I should do before I watch Doctor Who is I should just stream stream of conscious, write 500 words right now. I'm just gonna lay something down. I don't even know what I'm gonna write about, and just and then you're like, okay, I did it.
I've got 4 days off a week, so there's plenty of days that I could be writing.
4 days. You can write a short story a week in 4 days. Oh my god,
I know.
That's amazing.
I know. I'm such a lazy piece of shit.
I'll come over and turn you to make sure you don't get
give you $50 on June 1.
Okay, fine.
That's a pretty sweet deal.
Yeah.
Or I'll buy you 4 orders of wings at the local.
No, I like the $50 better.
Say.
Okay.
That's a pretty good
They
deal.
don't have to be particularly good stories. They just have to be... So I can, double space everything, middle school it.
No, just have a rough draft outline of your chapbook.
Okay.
That's easy.
All right.
You're going to hand this over to him. He's paid someone to look over it as an editor.
Oh, my God. It's terrifying.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually... hey, Bill. June 1, I know you're listening.
Bill. That sounds like an editor's name. That sounds right.
Editor Bill.
William.
Did you see my note? What's going on right there?
Mm-hmm.
So, I like to go here in conversations. So let's just talk about murder.
Oh, hell yes!
Murder!
I knew y'all were going to get into it. So if you're listening out there, if you made it this far in the podcast, we were discussing murder podcasts before. So we were talking about Atlanta Monster, which is Payne Lindsay from Up and Vanish, which I was lucky enough to stumble on early on before it blew up, which was so I got to watch it blow up. That's that was the cool thing. Or
listen to it blow up.
Yeah, listen to it because this was just a guy in his bedroom recording a podcast about a missing woman down in South Georgia, and now he's working with How Stuff Works, and they're doing Atlanta Monster, which is about the Atlanta child murders in the 80s, and that's really cool. And I know y'all were talking about My Favorite Murderer, and you were talking about Case Files.
Mm-hmm. That's another great podcast.
I'm going to give My Favorite Murderer another shot. I've tried it twice already.
I feel like you really have to like their brand. Maybe you have to be a late 20s white woman. Maybe that's it. Because that's not even true. That's not even true though, because I asked 3 other women who are in the same demographic, and they fucking hate that podcast. They feel the same way you do. They're they think they're so funny, and I'm like, yeah, but they are funny. They make me laugh. They make me laugh so hard. I don't know. I
know loads and loads of hilarious women. You two are both very hilarious to me. You can make me laugh. Those women not make me laugh. They make me annoyed. I want to murder something when I listen to them. You want to murder them?
Maybe you should examine why they make you so angry.
They're just I'm not an angry person. They just annoy me. Because when I see the title My Favorite Murder, I'm like, "Oh yeah, here we go." And then I'm like, "Why are you complaining about Cheetos? I just want to hear about the murder." And you're just on a tangent about
Yeah, but Cheetos. They don't add I started from the beginning and started listening. So they blew up all of the sudden, but for a while it was just it was just like their friends listening to it. And they were just two stand-up comedians who were shooting the shit, who both happened to like murder. And they were like, listen, we're not professionals. We don't know shit about shit. We're just like having fun, whatever. They're doing what you guys are doing. They're just like having a good time, but murder is involved. If you want something that's more polished, go listen to like Last Podcast on the Left or Case Files or whatever. Sure. So I think it's about adjusting your expectations. If you're not into like ladies having a conversational murder podcast, then maybe it's not for you.
That's true. I mean, that is a very good point because, I mean, how often do we really talk about lit on this podcast?
Yeah.
I mean, but...
That's true. Somebody's like, God damn it, get to the pros.
Well, the thing is, I feel like the lit side is that we are having conversations with writers.
It weaves in and out naturally, as it normally does. I mean, because that's what trying to capture the conversations that happen after a reading, that type of feeling.
Please stand by for our reading break. We're going to read Charles Dickens. We just insert those in like every 10 minutes when we're just talking about Netflix, and then it's like
you can bring back the Writer's Almanac or something.
Yeah,
you forget I cut all the Netflix stuff out.
Don't do it this time.
I won't be able to this time.
Yeah, I'm just gonna if I have a feeling that you're gonna cut out the Netflix stuff, every 20 seconds, I'm just gonna be like Netflix.
Why would you cut out Netflix stuff?
Why? Because they can go on for an hour.
And if you have over a whole season, it's like you don't want to have same things head on.
Oh, that makes sense.
Has anybody talked about murder yet?
No, this is the first time. Well, actually, yes. There is an episode this season where John continually brings up murder and 9/11.
Oh, yeah, that was a great episode. Do you all have a favorite murderer, though?
Oh, yes. Shit. This is the kind of entertainment that I'm sorry, I just fucked everything up. I clapped.
No, that's totally fine. I mean, I just immediately thought about how I don't listen to any murder podcast. I feel like everyone's just a poser, though, because my favorite murderer was the Zodiac killer. I was reading about him when I was 16.
I was about to say everybody loves that. What are you talking about?
I know, but now murder's all popular.
Oh, I had a serial killer book when I was in middle school that had Ted Bundy and Zodiac.
I just bought my mom one for Valentine's Day.
Oh, you're a good daughter.
She likes that shit.
That's because it's fucking
Happy V-Day.
Man, there are so many good ones.
Yeah, I mean,
I do have some
just pick. You don't have to pick the exact favorite. Just pick one. Which one do you like a lot?
Ted Bundy, because he was hot,
super hot.
And I'm like, oh my god, totally let you kill me.
I would get in your Volkswagen.
I would let you kill me so hard.
You
his
don't even
hair.
have to use a blunt force object.
No, you can just kill me really hard in the face. Probably that I don't want to talk about Netflix. Okay.
Are you going to go to Mind Killer or Mind Hunter? I was totally thinking of Edmund Kemper. Is that who you were thinking? I love Edmund Kemper.
Exactly,
he's so interesting. He's narrated 5,000 hours of audiobooks.
He was charming. I really, really kind of fell for it. I was like, he'd accidentally kill me too, because they'd be like, oh my god, you're so different.
Which I watched that show.
He's the 6'9" really guy that raped his mother's head after he cut it off and killed her.
Oh Jesus!
Trigger warning.
Yeah,
you're like, I'm going to say something fucked up. Trigger warning.
Sorry.
After.
But he's just super what I'm not being right now. He's good at communicating. He's
very articulate. He's very charming.
That's it.
I'm sure that went in with the skull fucking.
I was going to say, I don't know if he's charming.
Oh, I think
Ted Bundy I think of as charming, but Edmund Kemper I just think of as really intelligent and well spoken, but also
it's a level of charm.
He's not what was that other fucking guy that was on Mindhunter who had the deep
the scars.
The scars. Who killed all the nurses? Oh god, I just listened to a podcast about him. Anyway. Whatever.
I feel like writers don't write about murder as much anymore.
They don't.
I know what I'm going to write my chapbook about. No longer personal essay, all murder.
I want to write a murder story. Oh, well, I wrote a Hitman story 3 or 4 months ago. So hey, I hope I
used to write about murder a lot, and then I started overanalyzing. I was like, what the hell does this say about me?
Nothing. Murder's interesting.
Something I did for Phoenix Fest.
Oh, yeah, the things that go bump in the night reading.
Yeah, and it was my first attempt at a scary story, and I ended up writing a story that was so good that I scare myself now whenever I think about it.
it the
Not so humble.
Was it the Uber driver story?
It was the Uber driver story.
And Uber drivers are terrifying.
And the thing is, it's my main form of transportation, and I didn't really factor that in. I was kind of talking to an Uber driver at that time. I kind of poach. It's easy. It's low-hanging fruit. I've got to stop. But he was really upset about it. He's like, you can mess up the industry. I'm like, I'm not Oprah. This isn't going to be like a meet. Like, I'm not going to, come on. Like, I'm good, but I'm not that good.
And I can scare myself, definitely.
But I ended up scaring myself, and I always laugh because basically, like, at the end of the story, the person who had gotten to know her Uber driver wasn't really alarmed that he kept picking her up. You know what I mean? Because he made it seem like he worked near her, and he would just, after work, turn on the app and whatever, so she wasn't alarmed. Well, he kidnapped her at a certain point and put her in the trunk, and she saw a basket full of like glowing in the trunk, and it was other cell phones from people. Yeah. And so now I'm terrified sometimes because I'm like, you don't know you just don't know who's driving you and doing these things. And so I scared myself, and thank you.
That piece was awesome.
For that. Yeah, it was, but I think it's funny that I ended up scaring myself.
That was a fun little reading. I didn't think anybody, because it was a reading at a festival that was a big art festival.
It filled the room. Everybody was in it.
Yeah, I was just surprised. I was like, hopefully 10 people show up. And there were like 50 people. Like,
where was this?
It was at Phoenix Fest down at Mutiny.
That wasn't at Urban Sprouts.
Yeah.
Right.
So that was a fun reading, and Winston Ward was in a box, and he was acting like he was a head.
He was just a head in a box.
Just a head in a box.
Like a disembodied.
You just fed him beer.
Yeah.
You really did.
He wanted to be the little co-host, like the head in the box. It was
That's amazing. I'm bummed that I missed that.
It was super awkward and weird.
For an afternoon reading.
Yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
It was an afternoon reading?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, but we blocked off this area where it was kind of dark in there, and and we had like a living room set up.
It's cozy.
Yeah, hanging out on the couch, talking about stuff.
But if you can scare yourself as a writer or convince yourself, that's a sign you're good at it.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely. I'm very talented.
Maybe you should be a crime writer.
Super brilliant. I don't know. It's just fun. I don't know.
You could be the next Stephen King.
Oh, God.
Oof.
That's a lot.
That's a lot.
I like John Wayne Gacy. When I went...
Anyway, back to the murder.
I went to New Orleans, and I went in this really interesting... I think it's called... I don't know how to pronounce this, guys. It's like ANTEIUNTO gallery or anyway, no. I went to this gallery, and it had all these really interesting pieces, and one of them was a miniature...
That's right. You showed me that. Go on.
Our friendship murdered. It was a miniature house it was John Wayne Gacy's house, and it was what's the word I'm looking for? To scale. Thank you. I was going to form. It was to scale, and it showed like the little floorboards and like the little skeleton, like everything, like how
so fucking
his house is. And I have pictures on my phone. I'll show you later. But yeah, man, that double life thing, and you read about people, and you're like, how did I marry this person? Or like sometimes can't believe that, like, how do you not know? You had to know this person was insane, but it can happen all the time because they have such a double thing that they do and can keep separate until they can't keep it separate anymore.
It's so amazing.
I was reading this,
Boy Scout leader.
I read this article before that says basically that at any given time there are 50 active serial killers like in the U.S.
Which is insane. I mean, you think
there'd be more.
They say you walk by 36 in your lifetime, at least, like, especially in a big city, urban. Because a lot of times people only kill once. So that's the thing.
But then they're not serial killers. But they're killers.
Okay, absolutely.
Okay.
Cruise ships.
I mean, if you kill a stranger, that's the one thing. I mean, that's, I've watched a lot of crime shows, and basically the way that people can get away with it is if you kill a stranger. It's when somebody they kill someone they know.
Yeah.
That's when you're fucked. But if you just kill someone at random, like you're just driving down the street, pop out, I mean...
That's why that was going to be my favorite killer, the Night Stalker. What's his name?
Ramirez.
Yeah. That's why he got away with it for so long, because he would go to all these different neighborhoods. He went up and down the California coast, and it was like little kids, old women, men, like just across race, age, sexuality, everything, and
equal opportunity.
Yeah. So and he would go to like really rich neighborhoods and just like safe suburbs, and they just couldn't catch him because he didn't have an MO. Yeah. Except that he wore those shoes. They were called like Avis? Does that? I don't. Somebody's yelling at me right now.
Adidas?
Yeah, Avis. Somebody's like, what the fuck, millennial?
Adidas.
Yeah.
How young is she?
No, it's not Adidas.
Like wearing Nikes.
Yeah, what are those shoes? I don't know. I don't.
Yeah,
wear those.
that stuff's creepy. I used to like fall asleep watching.
Is the
Criminal
door
Minds.
locked?
Yeah, I was about to say, what's happening right now?
I have an outer door. Nothing happens over here.
Famous last
Yeah,
word.
I'm saying that was the last they ever heard of them. The podcast ended right there.
Nothing happens on St. Charles Avenue, especially I have a pit bull mutt. So
Yeah, she'll wag the tail at them.
Wonderfully greets
When
whoever
you start
comes in.
jimmying the handle of the door and she hears you come in, she's just like, ruff, 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 ruff.
Oh, it's like a deep, like...
Oh, yeah, she sounds terrifying, which is amazing. I've never had anybody try
that's
to break
amazing.
in here.
My cats would just like stand there and just watch me be murdered and like casually bathe themselves.
Casual.
And just
They bathe themselves in your blood.
In your blood.
probably
Yeah.
they would eat me. They wouldn't wait long. They would still have food in the bowl and they'd be like, no, this is different.
I had that conversation with my mom. I'm a caretaker for my mom, so we're together all the time. And I told her, I was like, listen, this whole snow thing, like, we need to have a talk. And you need to know that, like, if we can't get food and get things that we need, I will eat you. and so I thought it was just like a joke, but she keeps bringing it up. She's like, I told your sister what you said. And I was like, Mom, I was kind of...
She wanted to have a witness.
She was like, I don't think you were kidding. I was like...
Mothers and daughters.
I saw what you did with that.
Crazy.
I saw what you did with that Subway sandwich. I know what you're capable of.
I was like, even if you sleep too long, like if you nap too long, I'm probably going to start eating.
You're a cat. Like when people are like, "What's your dog personality?" You're a cat. You're a cat.
I'm into it.
Yeah.
I feel like it took a turn.
I always get weirded. I got weirded out by cats when I found out that they were poisonous.
Oh, you mean like you clean their litter boxes and their bacteria gets into your brain and makes everything that they do cute to you or whatever?
No, but I did not know about
Wait,
that.
what?
Yeah.
No, if you go to the
If you smell
ER,
their shit, you think they're cute?
Basically, like that's yes. So you get like this weird bacteria in your brain when you have cats from like just being around them, cleaning out their litter boxes, whatever. And they say that it's why cat people think that all the like shitty things that their cats do is cute. It's like it endears you to them.
Wow.
It's like if
Pheromones.
well, it's something that can happen to like mice or rats. Like if they get into like a cat's shit or something, they'll be attracted to the cat, and then the cat will
Oh my God.
eat the rat. Yeah, it's weird as fuck. Nature. Anyway, we continue to live with these like wild fucking animals.
Right.
so it's like having endearing feelings for your capture.
Yes.
Captor.
Exactly. It's,
See, I was going to say about if you go to the ER for like a dog bite, they'll say, "Is that a cat bite?" No. So, oh, yeah, good.
It's like stop
oh my god, why?
Because like cat bites are extremely poisonous, and like you can you can have a whole lot of damage done on just a simple cat bite. But a dog bite, it's like, just
I'm
put
just
something around it.
taking
to
my
label
life
stuff.
in my hands every day.
That's like why I remember reading about how like babies, their eyes are really, really big because mothers like it makes them look cuter, and our eyeballs are the only things that don't change. It's the same size,
Same
when
size
we're,
forever.
And so it looks cuter on babies, and it endears them to
So we
like
don't
want to
smother
care for
them.
the baby because it's a lot of work keeping a baby, but they look so cute that you look at them, and you're like,
And they also have the really nice smelling heads.
yeah, newborn baby smells great.
Dogs are like that too. I mean, I think animals in general, they like
Cute.
they evolve to be cute, so you take care of them. I've
Yeah.
heard about that with dogs. I mean, it's like I look at my dog and I'm like, you're a little shithead, but you're like
So cute.
the
Super cute.
cutest freaking crazy animal ever. I mean, I let this animal like sleep in my bed and she eats better than me. You know, so it's just like, why?
Well, then this does not explain Italics because he is not a cute looking cat. He looks like somebody mashed like a snake and like a weasel together with shark
I don't think
eyes.
so.
Well, you need to look more closely. He's a very weird looking cat.
You a snake, shark, weasel cat? I've seen that cat.
He's like this long. He's weirdly long, and he has like a little like snake face and a weasel body with shark eyes. And yet, I feed him so well.
I mean, it made your
Because you
husband.
pick up his shit.
Yeah, that's right.
It made your husband famous.
I know. He got meowed at, like on the street by a stranger.
No way.
Yeah, this was like
That's kinda
last summer.
creepy.
We were just walking and somebody meowed at him.
That's amazing.
That would make me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I'm not. It's going to be like our 50th wedding anniversary, and I'm going to be like, this has been so wonderful sharing this life with you. And somebody's just going to come up and fucking meow at him, and that's the legacy that he's going to live with forever.
This famous
Forever in the
interesting.
distance.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah.
Famous crazy.
I've thought oftentimes, like, what would you be known for? And it's like,
you mean when you die or just
just
now?
in general. I'm like, I've thought about it before. I'm like, do I want to be like known as like the blackout poetry guy? And then Nick became like a YouTube sensation. And then I was like, man, I am so stoked to be the blackout poetry guy. That is awesome.
I love you, Nick.
I make little messages. And Nick, who has like this massive like body of work of doing all these like rad things,
he's been to Sundance.
Yeah,
Cool.
I mean, why is he not known for like VHS and stuff like that? Like VHS is way more entertaining than that goddamn cat video.
Yep, people love cat videos though.
I know, but yeah, it's just I sit there and I'm like, when that happened, I remember laughing, but then thinking, oh man.
Because it's like dying stupid. Like, you know, we're all going to die, but, like, I just don't want to be, like, walking down the street and then the tree just falls on me. And everyone's like, well, how did she die? Like, what happened?
Something
I just want it to
stupid.
be something. Yeah, I want it to be, like, legendary.
We talk about that a lot on the show.
Right?
John, I think we should finally tell our listeners why we end the episodes with "Don't die dumb."
Have we not
funny.
discussed this?
No, we just keep letting it go. We say "Don't die dumb" at the end of the episode, and then we laugh.
I didn't even know. I'm low-key psychic, so maybe
Yeah.
I...
Yeah,
No, there's definitely
go into it.
I mean, okay, so
I'll comment as you
the
talk.
first episode of the season, Jared Sexton, we were driving to the hotel. I went to the wrong hotel. It was one of the ones up on Peachtree. Forgive me for forgetting the name.
Was it Hyatt?
Hyatt, yeah. I went to the wrong Hyatt. And I'd been there a couple days before, and I was like, oh, yeah, somebody died here like 2 days ago. Fell off the 14th floor. And we're just like, that is a dumbass way to die. Of course, the person was drunk.
Was it during Dragon Con?
No.
Oh, okay.
It was actually at a people were there for a conference on, and it's so funny, this was in Atlanta, a conference for public transit.
Oh, wow. That's insult to injury.
Yeah, so someone gets drunk, falls off the 14th floor. That's just don't die dumb. That's the main thing in life.
Yeah.
Just don't die in a very stupid way.
I always like think about like how you could just be like walking down the street and like
That's it.
slip on some ice and you crack your head and then you're just out of there. I'm like, oh man, I get around ice and I'm like tiptoeing around it. I mean, like being very careful, like crouch down, you know.
Maybe in a past life, that's how you died. Maybe you were like a little old man. I'm serious.
real.
I think I really believe that because I am so terrified, unreasonably afraid for a person of my age of having a heart attack or a brain aneurysm. And I've always felt that way since I was a kid. And anytime I've been around anyone who has any psychic abilities, they say I have a little old woman attached to me. And so I'm convinced that I must have had like a bunch of strokes and had a heart attack or something.
I talked to like an energy healer some months back, and she was telling me about all these ways that I died.
I want to talk to
in
her.
other lives. I'll pass her info. She's super interesting. And I was like, all right. You know, I take everything with a grain of salt. It was very interesting, but she was like talking about like parallel worlds and universes and weird shit. And like I died apparently like in like a Star Wars scenario, like
What?
a laser hit me in the head and blew my head off. And I was like,
So she writes fan fiction, is what you're telling
well,
me.
I was like, hey, I don't know if this
fact
is
check.
real or not, but hey, that's pretty awesome. Look at your creativity there. So I recorded it, and now I've written like a series of short story novels.
That's amazing.
And I'm
I
going.
like that.
I'm going to be rich.
That's
I
fucking
love
I
that.
didn't. I didn't record it and write these things, but this she did.
You
say
should.
this.
That's
I
a
know.
really
That's
great
such
idea.
a good idea to write about past lives. That'd be a cool chapbook.
Yeah,
Somebody write that shit.
That's one we could do.
Yep.
totally.
Past lives for Blue Stockings as a theme.
Oh, that's good.
Oh shit, we got March's theme.
Yep.
There we go.
Past lives.
Goosebumps.
Goosebumps.
That could be. I mean, I don't know how y'all decide, but that sounds like that could be a good public one.
Oh yeah, or
Yeah,
March
for
would
sure.
be a public show. So yeah, that's a great. Okay, great.
That's awesome.
We don't have to think about that now.
See, come on the podcast.
Good ideas.
Get a goal done.
Writing a chapbook. We got a new theme.
I'm always constantly challenging. Typically, I challenge us to do things that we don't end up doing. You know, but I'll
I'll
you
drink.
need a drink. So I'm going to bring it back in, which I never do.
Whoa!
I know, I never bring this back in. So I've been to 2 Blue Stockings. I apologize that I've been to more,
That's all right.
but I've only missed like 3 that I could go to, so I don't feel that bad about it. You
True.
know,
Listen, I don't go to anybody's shows. I don't.
I gotta be honest with y'all. I I really like Blue Stockings.
Good. I was worried about where that was going.
Yeah,
I've got to be honest. I fucking hate your show.
Awkward.
I'll be honest. There's room for improvement.
Yeah.
I really love the way that you all curate it, and I love the vulnerability of the shows and the honesty of it, because you don't always see that.
Yeah.
You don't see that in a lot of shows. You just see people just kind of writing a story that maybe goes with a prompt, maybe they wrote some whatever. These stories, they're so powerful, and the last one I went to, I don't know, I left, I was like, man, that was a really good show.
What do you remember what it was? Which one? The theme? Or?
It was probably before we went on hiatus.
It was before you went on hiatus.
It might have been the Magic Show.
The very last.
It wasn't the Magic Show.
Vulnerability, I think, was our last show before hiatus, right? So
no, I thought it was a different
It didn't even
I don't
matter
know.
the theme, but these women were hopping up on stage, and I didn't know who any of them were, which is super
That's
cool.
good.
Yeah,
which
like
is super
that.
cool. I just watched and then people would get up there, and I'm like, what the hell is this person going to say?
Yeah.
And they just start saying shit, and I was like, Jesus Christ. I was like, man, that was some intense shit.
Unpredictability of Blue Stockings events is awesome.
I went to the show by myself. I remember that. I walked in, and I was like,
Don't you go to every show by yourself?
Typically.
I was going to say, you and I went to the one, but that's because I had done the show.
I went to Scene Missing last night by myself. I don't know.
You roll solo. That's cool.
Typically, I mean, I'll invite people if I think somebody's going to go. But I rolled in, and I was looking around. I was like, I don't know any of these people. And I was like, and I'm a guy at this all women's show, and there's not many guys here yet. There's a couple, and I was like, I'm just gonna go sit in the, and I just went and got my drink and sat in the back, and I didn't really talk to anybody the whole time I was there. But the show is so good because about halfway through I might jet. Mm-hmm. I like to hang out, see people, watch a few readers.
Sure,
it's getting late, but y'all do a great job of curating it. I'm very fond of it. I'm going to encourage you to record the open ones. I think it would be great for people to be able to check those out and be able to.
You can always let people know. It's like, hey, we're going to record this. If you don't want yours recorded, just you can let us know now or let us know later.
The only thing about that is I feel like it might change
people it's
what they say.
Yeah. People, when they know they're being recorded, I feel like are much more closed a lot of the time. Unless you have that personality where you're like, I am going to go crazy because people are recording me and whatever.
That's a good point.
So, I don't know.
I like the idea of in 2018 to have a space where that's not really a thing. You know what I mean? You're not at a concert. You don't just be in the moment. If you're there, you're there. If you're not there, then you're not there.
But I would be open to the idea of hosting something like a one-off event. We've talked about possibly doing something with Teresa and the slam poetry team that she has doing like a slam competition. With Blue Stockings, where we help to curate the readers or something, which is something we've just talked about at manuals, in passing. But I think that would be cool to maybe do that. I know there's a space in Decatur where you can record live shows. I don't know. Nick has talked about it before. Anyway, maybe something like that. Who knows?
You can record anything.
Yeah. I mean, whatever. You know what I mean. So that possibly, but yeah. I can't really see us recording any of our normal shows, but who knows?
It's okay. We forgive you.
Yeah.
Oh, good.
Yeah, pardon
Rita's
us.
we don't care.
Yeah, this is me caring.
It creates scarcity. If you want to listen to a Blue Stocking show, you must go to the Blue Stocking show.
That's true.
That is cool.
It's true.
In which then it leaves it up to the people who go on how they describe what they saw. It's kind of like when someone goes to a play.
Exactly.
And it's you got to relay that story. You got to relay
word of mouth.
What you connected with.
Exactly.
I think that's a lot of our draw, honestly, is that you hear from your friend man, I can't even describe
this was amazing.
This event. You have to just come with me and experience. Because if you can listen to it before you can go see it, then, what if you're just not jiving with the stories you heard, or you just you're not really getting that sense of community from a recording. And I think that's a lot of what Blue Stockings brings to the table, is that feeling of camaraderie in the air when you go to a show. Mm-hmm. By the end of it, sometimes I'm amazed that I see two people talking. I'm like, how you don't know each other? You're from different ends of the universe, but now you're friends, and it's incredible. It's just amazing how everybody kind of mixes and gets to know one another.
And that's when you've produced a great fucking show.
And not only that, but you've created the space for it. You've created space for people to be able to. You created a platform where people are able to not only share, express themselves, but then also make friends and build that community. So that's amazing, and I think that you all do it better than probably anybody in Atlanta. So
thank you.
Hey, good job.
Thank you.
Good job, y'all. I'm just gonna give you a fucking round of applause. Oh, that was a good one.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, y'all, thank you so much for coming on the show. We really we admire you.
Aww.
We respect you. I think y'all are amazing.
great.
Thanks for finally coming on after me harassing you last season. So
I didn't even know that was happening. So
Sorry, I dealt
right,
with that
right.
quietly.
She's like, Rita, you don't need.
I took care of that, so you don't have to.
Rita's busy right now.
Are there any parting words? Anything that you'd like to share before we sign off?
No, Rita doesn't have.
I do. I want to say something fabulous, but I'm not
I don't
quite
have
sure.
it.
I did my
No.
philosophies earlier.
Yeah, I'm gonna quote other podcasts, so I'm not gonna do that.
Well, check out Blue Stockings Society if you don't. It's the third Monday of every month.
That's right.
Yeah.
At the Highland Ballroom.
And you have a website, bluestockingsociety.com?
We will soon.
Okay, but
we
you
have a Facebook
But you have
page.
Facebook.
And Blue is spelled Bleux.
BLEUX.
That's right. We did, and we're not going to explain it because it's the end of the podcast. Come to a show.
Exactly.
Matt,
well, I think we should all sign off in unison with the phrase.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
DDD?
Yeah.
Y'all ready?
Okay, we're ready.
1, 2, 3.
Don't die dumb.
Thanks for listening.